In many calculations of mathematics, especially those of decimals and very large numbers, it is very difficult to find the exact answer just of intuition. Instead, most questions will require you to give your answer to a specific level of accuracy. This type of conversion is known as rounding numbers either up or down. However, in order to round, we need a value to round the number to. We could round to the nearest whole number, to one decimal place, or to the nearest significant figure, depending on what we want. Let's say we were given this number, and we wanted to round it to the nearest whole number. In order to round properly, you must look at the number to the right of the specific place in question, which, in this case, would be the 3. The general rule of thumb for rounding is that if the number is less than 5, you round down, while if the number is 5 or higher, you round up. Therefore, in this case, you would round down, meaning that the closest whole number that is less than 0.3 is 2. Another example of rounding would be if we wanted to round 1.75 to one decimal place. Since our required place is here, the number in question is to the right of this place, which is 5. As we already concluded, we round up because the number is 5 or higher and therefore leaves our answer is 1.8. Now, if we were asked to round a number to the nearest significant figure, this would be a little different. A significant figure is any non-zero number that indicates a place value. For example, in this number, there are 5 significant figures, to which 1 is the first significant figure and 5 is the fifth. Note that significant numbers can't be 0 unless that 0 is surrounded by other significant figures, like in this case. There are still 5 significant figures. However, in this case, where the zeros are to the left or right of non-zero numbers, there are still 5 significant figures as the trailing and receding zeros are insignificant. Only the middle 0 is significant. Therefore, in the case of rounding, let's say we wanted to round this number into two significant figures. In the same way, we would locate the second significant figure, which, in this case, is 7, then we would target its rightmost number, which is 8. Since 8 is larger than 5, we round up, making our answer 0.0038. Note that the remaining numbers after the 8 falls to 0 as they all become insignificant. In another example, if we wanted to round this number to 4 significant figures, we would locate the fourth significant figure, which is 4. The preceding number is 9, so we round up, making our final answer 647,500,000. Once again, the trailing numbers all fall down to 0 as they all become insignificant. Rounding numbers always helps when we are faced with difficult questions such as these. Without a calculator, finding the exact answers to these questions would be hard, so, instead, we may need to round these values to find an estimate. For example, say we were faced with this equation and were asked to find an estimated value. First, we would need to round the values to the nearest whole number. However, in some cases, we can round to the nearest tens, leading to this equation. Then, we just need to solve the equation normally.